I want to give Sid the floor since first off, thank you for coming on the show, brother. It's been a long time, and I can't wait to look forward to more episodes this season of the Plunder where you come on because I really love your takes, brother. Really love your takes. But for Sid to say that about Baker Mayfield, go back and look at the receipts we got on the Plunder. It's all there, baby. Let me tell you what, that dude earned his spot in the organization. He earned his spot on the side of Raymond James Stadium, no matter what anybody says. And after Sid gives his peace of mind, I'm coming back into it. Go ahead, Sid.
Oh, I'm good. I just wanted to piggyback off of y'all. You know, I'm the comedian.
Okay, you piggyback off of me. Okay, it is.
So, hey, Sid, let me ask you real quick.
Yes, sir.
Put yourself in the team's marketing position. Would you put your $100 million player up on that board?
Would I put my $100 million player up on the board?
Yeah. Would you happily advertise that $100 million extension player?
Give me the 3 players you put on the board.
I'm gonna go by seniority.
Okay.
Meaning I will put Levante up first, and then Mike Evans, and then who else? Long tenure.
Golston.
But
he was
I'd love to see Golston out there.
Really a star.
Years ago.
Our 4 stars is Mike Evans, Levante, and Baker. So those 4 need to go onto the stadium, and they should.
I agree. The only other player you could have put up there, in my opinion, argumentatively, was Winfield.
Or you could have put Wirfs, and you could have put Wirfs and maybe Rashad White because he's a fan favorite.
Right. I agree. Now, and that's from the marketing standpoint. And you're saying all the right words when you're talking about that, because as we say, pancakes and power bombs, when this first had hit in the light, when it comes to marketing, you're trying to not only keep the ones you have, you're trying to garner the new, right? And a key factor is, and it's simple marketing. You know your clientele. You just got a prove-it deal quarterback on a 1-year deal that not only came in, and look, I don't care what you say, just like Brady came in here with his fans, Baker came in here with his fans too. So what, from the marketing, from the money standpoint, and we spoke on this on the Plunder, the 2 most important things for a franchise, money and championships, and one don't come without the other, period. You got to spend money to make money. You got to spend money on players to get them to the good players to get out on the field and have that production you can to win those games and be able to go to the championships and go to the Super Bowl and give yourself, the team, the opportunity to go. You're not going because you vilify that and you validate all that by winning. You actually got to earn an opportunity to get to the next level to go. And that's what it's all about. So as far as his reputation and what he deserves as far as earning the spot on the team, he did that last year. Now, coming back to the post, and I actually went on my profile and told the guy, I said, you should join my show, The Plunder, so we can discuss, because I know you're wrong and it is hate. And I'd like to hear your side and debate this topic with you. Or do you not stand behind what you wrote and stated? He responded with, Derek Stevens, I just blocked whatever the Plunder is supposed to be. You could have asked the question for clarification before reaching for likes. And just to let you know, again, we're doing this for likes. So please like, follow, share if you're enjoying it.
Please like, Please hit that like button.
Boy, y'all nigga petty. Y'all petty.
Or you could have just read the responses I've already made. And I actually went even further when he ignored me there and went to his DMs from my new page. And I can actually post those on in the comments of the Facebook post, and I will, just to validate, because I got receipts, because the Buccaneers, number one, you're not going to bring a negative perspective to this platform and not have me call it out, because I'm going to call it out. This is the reason I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for likes. Let me get close. I want to see this. I want everybody to see this. I don't do this for likes. I do this because I love my Buccaneers. I love getting on here with people like Sid just pop on and having a conversation about my Buccaneers and hearing the insight that this gentleman gives. I love my brother up here, you know, that has been here for me for a long time. But how we connected is the Buccaneers. How we connected in the Buccaneers. Let me say something geographical. He lives in Tampa area. I live in Panama City. We communicate about personal life all the time. I hit Sid up all the time. We know each other. We're familiar with each other. When we see people doing bad, we reach out in the DMs. So we do this for that connection. So don't ever put out your mouth, because I don't want you to go public with this without it, me being, I'm going to get out in front of it, bro. Let me tell you, don't ever come out your mouth about me, because I don't give a fuck about your likes. I got 300 people on my page. That ain't shit, bro. I've got some fancy-ass pansy poly marathon bullshit for children that's got 1 million fucking likes. I do this because it's a passion of mine, and you're bringing false narrative to the fucking people that I care about, okay? And that's what this is about for me, and that's the only reason I'm coming on the show. And yes, Sid, I'm being petty as fuck right now.
I was gonna say, because the only thing that I find comical about the doing it for likes, like we said, he was a 20-year veteran. He used to write for he used to do the whole What the Buccaneer podcast. Doesn't that sound like some Bucs report shit? You know,
It does. Like,
that boy,
come into my DMs, he was trying to defend it. And I'm like, look, the marketing is simple. You paid the man $100 million, over $30 million per year for 3 years to go out there and lead your team to the next level. And on the first year, the reason why he got all that money, he took a team on the first year of a rookie offensive coordinator to put together a good system. I don't care what y'all say, because by week 10 and 11, you could see the production turning out into evidence on the field. We were scoring, we were winning. That's how we made the playoffs. We could have won more games than we did, but that was the youth of the development of that system. And going into this year, we've got a very similar system. And let me tell you what, if you've been paying attention to training camp, JP Peterson was at training camp the other day, and I follow his show. And if you guys don't follow his show, follow his show. He's a really in-depth reporter. He's more in-depth than me. He's got a lot quicker information. He's a legitimate dude. He does this real deal Holyfield shit. But at the same time, you know, let me say this. He was out there and watched the first practice. And, you know, it's a practice, and they don't have pads on. But let me tell you what, people that do this stuff every day, every year that it happens, he's a guy that goes to every preseason practice like this, because this is part of his life. You know, he reports on this. This is his job. This is what he earns his keep on, you know. So from that perspective, you know, this guy really puts forth the effort. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, on his show, all right, with Peter Blake on the JP Peterson show, that the Buccaneers looked 10 times more fluid, and I'm using that 10 times as an exaggerative to my paraphrase. He said that they look so much better and more fluid even the first day than they did last year. And the reason why I pushed it down the feed of your Facebook channels last year about continuity, that moving forward this year with continuity is going to take us and help us elevate to that next level, even with this new guy coming in with this new offense. Mind you, he's very familiar with Baker. He's familiar with Baker, you know, and the system extraordinarily similar to the one we just came off of. So that continuity alone with the capabilities of Jason Light is going to shoot us through the roof. Now, from the winning perspective on the field, going back to this outside leverage conversation, this right here has everything to do with what we're fixing to say. They marketed the 3 top players, in their opinion, to draw fans, attract fans, and show off their team. All right. If you buy your wife a ring and it's an engagement ring, right? And it's, let's just use the number $5,000, right? And then the other 4 rings she's got on her hand are, you know, let's just say 800 or less, you know. So you got that one great ring. What fucking ring are you posting in a picture on Facebook?
You're right.
All right. Now, I say that to say this. 2 of the players on that building have the biggest contracts on the team. Okay. Some of the biggest, not the biggest, some of the biggest. Okay. Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. For the length versus how much a year, those guys are getting paid. Okay. Now, they're putting their diamond rings on Facebook per se. Okay. So you're not putting your opal little, thing you inherited from your grandmother that you couldn't pawn at a pawn shop because it's coated sterling silver. You're not putting a picture of that on Facebook, right? Okay. Now, so when you put Mike Evans, glorified, validated. When you put Levante David, Buck for life, Hall of Famer, Ring of Honor first inductee, validated. Okay, let me go ahead and say that about that guy. And then you come to the prove it 1 year deal on a 3-year, $100 million contract. The guy that you're entrusting that with the whole fucking NFL world said was nothing anymore, and he wasn't going to fucking lead us. One of our division foes, Cam Jordan, said we were going to end up back in last fucking place, and we went for a 3-peat. Get that off your fucking ass, Cam. Let me say this one.
Mike Evans said it best earlier, bro. Everybody was betting against them last year, and look where they were at. This year, it's just up.
Statement I was talking about in the pre-show. Mike Evans said it. He heard, the whole team heard it. They heard it all year. They heard all the shit talking. It was all bulletin board material. But did you hear about it? No. Why? Because we got a good squad and we got a good team and we got a good what's the culture? We have a good culture in Tampa now, and it stayed. Guess what? Tom's been gone for over a year. It's still here. It's still here. Tom helped us build it. Tampa built culture, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a Tom Brady culture by any means. So, this guy on the outside leverage, Robert Green, I called you out to my show. You said you'd come on. You'd have to validate that answer in a day and a half. And you ghosted me. You're a coward. You feed a false narrative to the NFL fans.
You know what? Yeah. I wasn't even gonna say it, bro, but let me say this shit though.
I'm disappointed.
I'm not, because I'm gonna say this shit. For somebody who had one regurgitated joke and come back the whole time to me before they blocked me, and that was meth mouth. Like, come on, bro. That's all you got. That's it. Then I go through, you look through these comments, bro, and you see ignorance in comments. Because what? You got people that agree that your take is fucking retarded?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you put that man up there? Oh, you don't need to be simping for these white folk. Come on, bro. Like, you could easily rebuttal comments without dumb shit like that.
Buck. He told you stop simping for the white folk?
Nah, bro, he told Mike Cock.
Mike Cock that.
And he told James Coleman that shit. Go look at, hey, bro, he screenshotted my thing off my post. My comments in there.
Fuck Mike Cock. I don't care about what he said to him.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, even Fred Groots, all of it, they're telling him, bro, that's a dumbass take. And all he has to say is don't be simping for this shit. And it's like, come on, man. You have more legit comebacks than dumb shit like that.
Listen. I'm gonna quote a comment. Jeffrey Stafford, probably a woke organization. This is a reply to your comment. Probably a woke organization talking about the outside leverage. Mayfield definitely earned every ounce of the respect. And
that is what they have on there. That's what outside leverage screenshot and have posted in their comments. And that's when Mike jumped in. That's when a few other people commented beyond it.
Mike Cock, stop amping up these meth mouth mediocre white dudes who ain't for you and yours, my guy. And I quote, that's from the outside leverage. Robert Green of the outside leverage.
And that's why we're roasting it, Sid, because
I get it.
I can debate with you, and you're knowledgeable, and you don't have to go. You don't take them shots because you know you're wrong. You'll even turn around and go, all right, yeah, you might have this one.
But goddamn it, I will talk that slang blade shit that Derek was talking a few minutes ago.
No, bro. And me and you have had them conversations. Mm-hmm. That shit don't faze me. That's why I laugh with the whole meth mouth thing. Because you know what, bro? One, it's this kid right here. Actually, let me spin this. That kid at 6 months old headbutted the shit out my mouth, and that's why that's that. But let me say, meth mouth, I can still fix that, but you can't fix stupidity, bro.
And let me say something. This world needs more comeback stories than anything today, because we've got a lot of sad shit in this world. You know what I'm saying? We actually got circulating about somebody in Bucs Nation being a pedophile, and that's some shit. And I'm not even going to go into comment topic on that shit because it ain't worth my fucking time.
Bro, fuck him.
That said, if you's a meth mouth motherfucker and you was on meth right now in your motherfucking life, you're clean and sober, been clean and sober since I motherfucking known you. And
I've never touched meth in my life.
So, look at your stature. You seem to be having a good time doing that meth and making your life work too. I wish me and the other 15 million people that do meth. I don't do meth. Let me clarify that. Me, including the 15 million people that do meth in this fucking world, can actually survive and live like you while they're doing meth, because they can't for some reason. I don't know why you succeed. I don't know why you're doing so fucking great. Now,
bro.
While we're on bad takes, before we move into something really fucking cool, and I want you to stick around, Sid, because what we're going to end the show with is really important to me, and I want to hear all your takes on Mr. Shaq Barrett. That's why I'm glad to hear.
Send it to Matt, because I'm gonna piss him off tonight.
I hear you.
If Bush was on here, bro, you'd be pissing him off.
I said pre-show that I'm friends and I follow a lot of different people. And I don't follow them because I like all of them. I follow them, most of them, because I like them and I like their perspectives. If it's an organization or a podcast or a show or something like that, I'm looking to get insights. I want your insight, even if I don't agree with it. Why? Because it might give me, look at what we spent the last 25 minutes talking about on this show that people are going to talk about. Okay? So what we've spent the last 25 minutes talking on the show is narratives, right? And false narratives and bad information. And again, we don't do this for likes. We do it because we love to. And when I say something and Buck Dad over there, he's like, no, I'm not so sure about that. What do? You go immediately to your fact checker board. You go look it up and you clarify that, because what we want to bring are the facts. And if I'm wrong, and I'm not perfect, and I might slip out the mouth and try to give one of them percentages. And let me tell you what, 85% of percentages are made up on the spot. So, and 85 made up on the
Is that percentage made up on the spot?
It really was right there. So
no, I get what you're talking, because you know what this man right here said does the same shit.
But
that's the one thing I debating back and forth with him since 2019, man. Mm-hmm. I can tell you, this man will come to you with facts. And I've seen one of his threads earlier talking about first 3 years in the NFL, and he shut the hell up out of somebody talking that CeeDee Lamb technically is better than Devontae Adams. When everybody kept trying to clarify that Devontae is better than Mike Evans.
Go sit the fuck down on that too.
Hey, bro, said made them sit the fuck down.
Bruh. So I'm on Facebook.
I'm going viral on Twitter right now.
Shit.
I posted that same picture. I got 1,000 likes and like 120 retweets and quotes and shit.
Hell yeah!
Off the day.
I'm watching earlier this week the episode of the Bucs Live podcast, and it's 3 gentlemen on there, and I didn't catch their names, so please go back. I'm waiting on the friend request on my new page to actually go through. And I'm not going to hate on these guys, but I want to correct some information that was put out. Okay. Now, there were different things. I watched the first portion of the show because at the last portion I was preoccupied and busy doing something, and I wasn't able to watch it. But they had a guy on there, and I'm going to, as soon as he requests it, I'm going to go back and fact check it. I'm going to clip the video and I'm going to post it. That way everybody can see what I'm talking about, because I'm not afraid to have a conversation and correct or be corrected at any point in my life. You will not offend me as long as we're focused on the core of the NFL, Buccaneer, and Pigskin, and facts and facts. So this question was posed to one of the guests, and he says, one of the hosts said, which Buccaneer on offense, rookie Buccaneer, do you have the biggest question mark on that you feel will have also a large impact or involvement in the team. So you're talking a few different rookies in that. And his choice was Graham Barton. So I sat back because I'm like, this dude's worked all week with the first team. He worked OTAs with the first team. And where did he work? Center. Okay. Now, his take was he was very concerned with the transition from outside lineman, which is what he ended his college career doing, to inside offensive line, specifically center. All right. Now, I don't have to go in depth on this at all. But it could be, you could label this as a simple mistake, but because it was a narrative, this is not a simple mistake. This guy went off the top of his head and come out his ass with a bunch of misinformation. Graham Barton ranked number 1 as a fucking center coming out of college in the draft from every fucking center in the draft. So you're concerned about his transition is very moot, and it's about as liable as the fucking New Orleans Saints. Okay. Okay. The guy was ranked number 1 as a fucking center. Every center that was in the draft, even the ones that didn't get fucking drafted and went out there, you got to send the right fucking information out there. That is about the dumbest fucking take in the world. And Bucs Live, you got to do better, man, because it goes back to what I said about this schmo we were talking about earlier, Robert fucking Green, that runs the outside leverage. You really have to bring facts. And if you don't, you need to be organized enough to have somebody, or you have the ability. I don't necessarily have the ability with the, how I've got to run my show right now, but we're making it do. And you know why we make it do? Because this is a team here on the Plunder. All right. This is a team. And even Sed's a part of that team. He might be a part of that team on an in and out, but we don't need Sed all the time. And Sed knows that. But when Sed's needed around, promise you, Sed's going to hit that. Let me go talk to these boys. Okay. But this guy Buckdad, he's right there, like I said earlier, to fact check me and to fact check himself, even when he says something, even on pancakes and power bombs. It's not about saying wrong information, but man, you really got to know what you're talking about, because that made him look stupid. I don't know the guy, never saw the guy, never heard the guy, don't follow the guy.
I mean, to be honest, man, you could easily put that on your page, man, and have that as a take. But I get defending your take and shit, but bro, you were going ham. But you had no rebuttal overall to my initial statement, man. Did you have the same energy? Did you carry the same feelings when they put Brady up in 2020? Couldn't get shit, man.
No, he wouldn't defend it. He wouldn't.
Only thing I got out of it was, well, it's Tom Brady.
Bro, when I sent him the DMs, I was civil. I was like, look, bro, this ain't about nobody attacking you. I will literally tell Buck Dad to sit there. This is my show. So I will tell him to be quiet. It's mano a mano. I want to hear your perspective, because when you tell me your perspective, I want you to shut your mouth, listen to what I got to say, because I'm going to dog walk every word that came out your mouth about my Buccaneers and the reasoning behind your stupid hot take.
I mean, bro, if you would have had a logical reason,
what was he trying?
I would have been okay with it. Like, you can have a different perspective than me.
He was there for a year. He felt was disrespectful from my perspective on what his take was. This is my perspective. I'm not quoting him or anything.
What was his take?
Because Baker didn't deserve to be up there because he had only been up there a year. That was literally the purpose for the take. Like, he's $100 million, just like I told Buck Dad, I think it was before you come on. If I've got a $5,000 ring that I just bought my wife, and she's got 3 other rings on her hands, and they all maximum maybe cost at a total, $800 or less for each one, which one are you going to post on Facebook, Said? The fucking $200 opal ring or the fucking $5,000 diamond you just got your fucking wife? I mean, what the fuck?
You know me.
But at the same point, man, like,
I'm gonna I'm a low key nigga, so you already
That's
know.
what I was about
Well, I
to
was
say.
gonna say, man, like if you want to keep it NFL perspective, go look at damn near every franchise. They banner their quarterbacks, bro. They're franchise quarterbacks.
QB driven league, man.
Yeah, like you may not market them the same way you do your other cats, but your quarterback is posted in all 32 arenas, man. They have their quarterback posted.
All right, let me give
The
another
fact
piece
that ours,
of quarterbacks. About quarterbacks. Last year, Netflix came out with a series called Quarterbacks.
yeah,
And now, because of that season and how successful it was, now they've got wide receivers and what is it, running back?
yeah, I know. I seen they had a couple different
Yeah.
ones about the launch, bro. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I actually started watching the receiver one, and dude, Travis Kelce and not Travis Kelce, but George Kittle, dude. I'm watching that series for George Kittle now.
Oh,
Like
you're talking about the tight end
Kittle,
one?
I'm a fan of George Kittle. Like personally, he's a kid class dude. Like he's a cool motherfucker, kind of. When you describe George Kittle, you're like, that's a cool motherfucker. That's how you describe George Kittle, like for real. But this is how we're gonna end the show. Fuck that bullshit and fuck those idiots and fuck those ignorant motherfuckers. And I'm talking the true version of the word, like the lack of fucking knowledge. Ignorant means a lack of knowledge, and both of you motherfuckers lack knowledge. So get on your shit. We're going to talk about Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett this week informed the Miami Dolphins that he is retiring from the NFL to spend more time with his family and potentially look into other ventures. First off, let me say congratulations, Shaq Barrett. The guy, a lot of people have a bunch of different opinions, and we're going to hear a couple of them on the show. And over the last few days, we've heard quite a few of them. My opinion on Shaq Barrett. He was an upper echelon guy in the NFL that had the potential to make history in his career. I believe distraction and injuries cost him that. I also believe that it was unfortunate what happened, and I'm not going to go in depth, but he lost his child, and that right there can change your whole life. And I believe that situation, you put the injuries aside, and injuries are very pivotal, and especially later in a professional ball player's career, the more injuries they have, the harder it is to continue later on because your body doesn't heal and develop back faster or as fast, if at all, in some scenarios. But that situation, I believe, is 95% of the reason why this offseason Shaq Barrett retired. What he did for the Buccaneers. Excuse me. Let me go to my info right, y'all. And I am so sorry because I'm sitting outside. It is dark.
I mean, while you're doing that, let me just say this. I know Ced's going to have his take with it as well. I'm happy for Shaq and his career.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it Monday night when the new, just kind of breaking it for pancakes.
Right.
I'm sticking by my statement. Shaq will be a Hall of Famer, but he is not going to be a first ballot. Thinking more about it, I don't even think he's going to be a second ballot. I do believe there's a lot of other outside pass rushers that had more of a numbers career
Right.
than anything. But I don't see him being that second ballot Hall of Famer like I initially said. So I wanted to point that out there. Now, I do see him being put in the Ring of Honor before he hits the Hall of Fame.
Oh my fucking God! You about to make? Go ahead.
No. And I get where you. And I'm not saying like right now, said that.
Hold on.
I don't want that. I don't want that. There's a lot of other motherfuckers that belong up there. But
you believe at the end of the day, 20 years from now, he'll be on the Ring of Honor?
Yeah, but there's a lot of there's a lot of other cats that belong up there way before Shaq and way before Tom Brady. Because I know
All right.
that's been a discussion too.
This is the kind of conversation, and look, the guy we have on with us is the kind of guy who can have a conversation and knows what he's talking about without having to look it up. You know, he's very informative of the game, and I love and respect that about this guy. That shows his passion and commitment to the game itself. And I have that same passion and commitment. While my wife hates me because she didn't marry Derek. She married Derek Manning Buck Stevens in the football. You don't believe me, bro? When I start building this, my wedding was Buccaneer tailgate themed, motherfucker. Okay.
I mean, we're not doing full-fledged like Buccaneer theme for the baby, but we had pirate themed baby shower. So,
well, let me go off of some career accolades for Shaq Barrett. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, second team All-Pro in 2019. All right. He won a Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning, and he won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. I mean, first off, give me a fucking break. Can you imagine saying that? You played with Peyton, Tom Brady.
That's what I got to say, bro. That's not Hall of it. You saying that sounds great, but it's not Hall of Fame numbers.
Now,
when you go down to them numbers, bro, that's where I'm gonna be. That's where I'm gonna hit that. That he's not even second ballot Hall of Famer.
Two-time Pro Bowler. Okay. 2019 and 2021, the Deacon Jones Award in 2019. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what was inform them of the Deacon Jones Award.
I just do believe it's for the best outside linebacker for the year, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's actually it's the not the best. It's the best in a category in sacks. The sack leader. All right. That year in 2019, he not only was the leader in sacks, but he set a franchise record. This was the first season Shaq Barrett came to Tampa, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was the first year. Now, he was the Mountain West
fun defense. I'm not gonna lie.
He was the Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Coming out of college, and he went to Colorado State. He actually started at Nebraska Omaha and then finished his college career at Colorado State. His total tackles for his career was 400. The total sacks, 59. Interceptions, 3. Forced fumbles, 22. Fumble recoveries, 5. Pass deflections, 18. Okay. Now, before we go any further, just to compare, Aaron Donald. We're just going to throw some numbers.
Different position.
Oh, my God.
Different
Aaron
position.
Donald. Huh?
Different position.
Hold on. Different position, whatever.
To me, it doesn't equate.
Yeah. Stop right there. I don't care. I'm giving numbers.
If you're going to do that, you should go for somebody like Von Miller. Even JPP, bro. That's another outside guy.
Look, we'll go Von Miller just to entertain you. But when I'm coming at you can say what you want, but the pass rusher is what I'm coming after. Because let's be real, he had 3 interceptions over a 9-year career. That's all he was really good at, was rushing the quarterback. I'm not going to give the guy too much damn credit because I like him.
I love Shaq Barrett. I became a bigger fan of him in Tampa. I liked him as a player.
Right.
But again, this is where I think I debated with Seth a lot of times, and I've learned you got to take the personal feeling out of it.
Right. Absolutely.
That's not Hall of Fame numbers, my man. And you can compare him with Aaron Donald. You can compare him with JPP. He's not that guy. All
right. Von Miller has 564 total sacks or total tackles.
Okay.
He has 123 double And he only played, what, 3 more seasons? He's still – I mean, I don't know if he's playing this season. I think he's played 11 years. 10 years, 11 years. He's played a couple more seasons, just a couple. But he's doubled his sack production. Doubled, okay? His forced fumbles, 27. Fumble recoveries, 9. Pass deflections, 24. Shaq Barrett has 1 interception more than Von Miller. And my take on Shaq Barrett, guys, as far as his career, I think he was a great player. He was a hell of a teammate. He wasn't necessarily that leader that people looked to, but he was a good player. Now, he shined 1 year. He showed his
shoes. Those are shoes. Those aren't fitted. Oh, hey, those are fitted too.
Yeah, absolutely.
My
Is
bad.
that 95 hat, bro? That shit's clean as fuck, dog. That shit's clean as fuck. I'm gonna give me one.
Turn your camera back off. Why you gotta do that?
So Shaq Barrett's a good player. Do I believe he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? No. I'm gonna say he should probably be 12 to 15 years from now on the Ring of Honor because of what he contributed to the championship and afterwards being a part of the team and being a leader, because he wasn't like Antoine Winfield, Mike Evans type leader, but he was a good guy to have on that. He carried himself with dignity and honor and class and all that.
Now, before we get into it, let me just say something. When I'm talking about putting Shaq in the Ring of Honor, I'm not talking about retiring. That I will tell you 100%, man. I'm opposed to the retiring of a number.
Oh, absolutely, he doesn't deserve that.
Unless it is like a significant thing, like bro, Leroy Selman, understood.
Yeah, Leroy Selman would deserve that.
Outside of that,
he's a good player that deserves the recognition. He had a great season. But he really didn't produce outside of like 3 seasons the elite numbers that you would want. And that's where most of the last 2 years he was in Denver and they let him go. And then he came to Tampa. He shined. That was his best season. Like he didn't supersede or compete with that the rest of his career. From that perspective, Shaq's beloved by me and a lot of people in Buck Nation, but that's about as far as it goes. I appreciate Shaq. I hope he enjoys his family. I hate what happened to him as far as his family situation, as far as the injuries. Injuries happen to a lot of damn people in the NFL, and I feel empathy for all of them. But at the same time, it's the game you play. You know, you gotta take them and go. And if your body can't reproduce like that, then you just ain't built for the game like that long term. So, Sid, the floor is yours, and I can't wait to hear what we have because I love Sid talking.
All that shit you said in the beginning. I'm going to ask you a serious question.
Okay.
Do you think it moved me?
Nope.
Not one fucking bit.
It moved you back. You literally moved further back.
Because Shaq Barrett is a jag.
Okay.
He's just another guy that we overpaid.
I will agree to that.
He had one good season, and people keep harping on that 10-sack season. Go back and look at the numbers. He had 10 half sacks that season. So, which means he only had 5 solo sacks that season.
Yep.
Ass. Just another guy. And another thing, I'm sorry, you might want to call me stoic. You might want to say I have no emotions.
Fair enough.
Niggas die every day, B. People get injured every day, B.
I agree.
Okay, I mean, hey.
I can't get mad at that.
To support what you just said, one of my favorite players of all time, his father died, okay, on a Sunday. He had a Monday night game. He was a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. That motherfucker lit the field up that night. Lit the field up.
Guess you forgot about Quan.
Huh?
Guess about Quan.
Oh, I was going to him next. Because I want to hate on the Saints one more goddamn time. Because my favorite quarterback, Brett Favre, his father died on the weekend. He had a Monday Night Football game, and I can't remember who it was. That motherfucker threw for almost 400 yards and like 3 or 4 touchdowns. He lit the night up. It was amazing. One of the coolest things I'd ever seen, and it really like solidified him for me as a fan of that player. Now, moving on to the Buccaneers, another fan favorite, one of my favorites earlier on in his career until he lost it and got his attitude and his ego in this fucking way, was Quan Alexander.
Another Jag.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Quan Alexander, his brother got murdered a weekend before we were playing the New Orleans Saints. And let me tell you what, go search that. Quan Alexander's brother gets killed, following week plays the Saints. The fucking highlights on that game was unreal. This motherfucker ran down a dude and stole a ball and ran the other goddamn way. Like he was all over.
He had like 16 tackles that game.
That was nuts.
No, let me clarify. 16 solo tackles.
Solo sacks. That was nuts. So to validate what you said, and you know, I'm a favorite. I personally like Shaq Barrett. I like his mentality. But again, that doesn't mean you qualify to be lifted up to a certain degree. And I can lift him up to a certain degree, but I'm gonna say I agree with your take.
You know what? I'll give one thing. I fuck with one thing, bro. The fact that the week that his daughter died, bro, he came back and got that interception touchdown, first of his career. That was dope.
Yeah, that was a pretty special moment.
Like, and that's where I'm going at. Like, to me, the Ring of Honor is that's a fan favorite fucking thing right there. That ain't got to be a Hall of Fame players that we've had.
Oh, he does not deserve to be into the fucking. No.
Okay.
No. He does not.
Okay.
Bruh, it's more.
And I'm all right with that.
Based on his stats, where do you get?
Eric, your ass been talking. I didn't endured it. I'm about to cook your ass right now. Hell no. His ass. What did he do to deserve to be in the fucking Ring of Honor besides playing the Super Bowl? Matter of fact, let's talk about his playoff stats. That goddamn playoff run. Let's talk about it.
What stats?
What exactly did he do in that playoff run for him to be in that Ring of Honor?
He wasn't specifically highlighted.
I mean, look, I will say this. The only thing that I can remember really from the playoff run of Shaq was him chasing Pat Mahomes around in the Super Bowl. One photo.
He had one sack.
Yeah, and it was that one photo that we all see.
Yeah. So again, what did he do in that playoff run to make him deserve to be in the Ring of Honor?
No, I can agree with you on that.
Okay, to answer your question, to respond to what you just said, having the breakdown of the statistics that you just had, I recant what I said.
Thank you.
I recant what I said. You broke down the statistics of Shaq Barrett to me. Now, based on the numbers from an outside perspective, which I look at the numbers, I didn't see the breakdown. But I didn't look at the breakdown. Let me rephrase that. I didn't look for the breakdown, but seeing the total numbers based off of that, one can easily. The guy set a franchise record. He won a Super Bowl. After coming off of a team and having a couple of good seasons as a young player that the team gave up on. Blah 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 whatever. But as you break down those numbers, I can't argue against that whatsoever because those numbers don't support anything outside of the accreditation that he's now the franchise holder of the sack number for the total of the season, because it don't matter how that number comes. But if you're looking at the Ring of Honor, you're looking at the Hall of Fame, the numbers have to be more detailed. And I will give you credit for that. And that's part of the reason why I love you on this show, because like I said before, I can stand it straight. You said you was going to cook me. You see the goddamn sweat. I'm all right. You turn the temperature down, bro.
Bruh, no, like, I be on Twitter so much, and like the Buck fans on Twitter, they are much more rambunctious, bro. And I like, good gosh, man. Like somebody else said today that Shaq Barrett needs to go into the Ring of Honor. No, he is just one of the better free agent signings that we've had in years.
That I can agree with 100% as
So
well.
I'll make this statement then. If he does ever end up in the Ring of Honor, it will be because of that 2019 season.
That's
Without
it. That's it.
That's the only thing he's got as far as the Buccaneers.
So I will make that statement. If he ever makes it, it will be because of that 2019 season.
I mean, we gave that man $56 million for 19 and a half sacks.
Yeah, and you know what, bros? I remember that conversation with you, and I remember you cooking the hell out of Grish on it too.
Yeah.
We did overpay him, and I remember talking with Britt Buck when I was doing it with Bucks Life when we were doing his show during that season, and I had made the comment about we're going to overpay him because of this campaign. And the only hope I had is that he would produce off of what he had. And yeah, outside of he had a 10-sack season following that, maybe.
Bruh, like I said, that 10-sack season, you go break it down. 5, he had 10, half a sack.
That's 5 sacks.
Yeah.
He had,
So, and I know his time in Denver.
Somebody else was with him sacking the quarterback 5 times.
Yeah, and I mean, and I know in that time in Denver, bro, like he wasn't that mainstay. I've been a fan favorite because I know he came up from behind DeMarcus Ware in Denver.
The only reason he left Denver was because they couldn't pay Von Miller and pay him what he was going on.
No.
They couldn't spread the money out.
Hang on, Sid. I got this because I've said it, and it's not a shot. The reason he left Denver is because he couldn't beat out Nick Chubb Bradley Chubb. He couldn't beat out Bradley Chubb, and Bradley Chubb went on and got hurt. He played a couple of games when Bradley Chubb got active the following training camp or the fall after that season. Bro, that's when Shaq was. Again, not a shot at Shaq, bro. Not a shot at him one bit.
and these people,
He's not great.
They get all out when they see that 10 season. No, go break down the number. Average. He had a season, a typical defensive tackle season. He had a Vita Vea.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And look,
you know what, bro? I would kill to see Vita with 19 and a half sacks or even 10 and a half sacks.
It literally, to support what you're saying, said it literally took him every game to get those sacks because he got the last one in the last game of the season. Mm-hmm. To go off what you're saying, so I totally flipped my view from 10 minutes ago, where I felt like he deserved to be on that, and I'm totally on your ship, Captain, and I will roll the paddle.
Bro, you got numbers, just man.
Red water.
Yeah.
I need some protein. Let me go fishing or something.
Like, and I know as soon as I tell Matt, he's gonna.
Hey, look, Grish might be my boy, man, but I can say it every day of the week. Shaq was just another guy.
Yeah.
On a defense, man, that was booming. The front? Well, the front seven was booming. The secondary was always been suspect.
Let me throw this up there. Do you think JPP deserves to be on the Ring of Honor?
JPP could have. I do believe maybe he does have a shot for a Hall of Fame career.
Okay.
But I think JPP was a big help in helping flip that mindset of the defense before we got Sue.
As far as culture, I think he had a big impact. I haven't looked at his stats as a Buccaneer. Now, as a New York Giant, he really showed himself. Him and Justin Tuck, them motherfuckers went ape shit for a few years, bro.
Yeah, I would say that's where I remember. I was a big JPP fan just because of what they were doing in New York, man. Like, that shit was nuts.
Off, and now you could still play with blowing your fingers off. I'm just saying.
Got more sacks here than Shaq did.
What's his
Okay.
numbers look like?
One question. I've been in the Raymond James in 2 years. And I can't remember. Is Simeon White in the Ring of Honor?
Simeon Rice?
And Rice.
No.
No.
Well, JPP can't go up there until Simeon.
No, you're right.
JPP, I think not JPP. Simeon Rice should be the next linebacker that goes to the Ring of Honor. He should be the next, in my opinion. He should be the next defensive player that goes to the Ring of Honor.
But JPP, I mean, he did enough to go into the Ring of Honor. So yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
But
So
not
if you guys out there listening, y'all heard our conversations, just go check that information. You know, because look, this what you did here, in my opinion, like Hall of Fame career. I'm on board with Buck Dad saying that JPP deserves a Hall of Fame nod eventually. You know, for what him and Justin Tuck was able to accomplish. They actually helped win a Super Bowl with Eli Manning. They actually helped shut down the undefeated season, and they saved the Dolphins, undefeated record the year that the well,
Nope.
okay.
No. Wrong defensive end for the Giants.
Wasn't
They
that
were part of that second Super Bowl run. The first Super Bowl run, the defensive end for the New York Giants was Michael Strahan.
Yeah, you're right. Regardless, the guy had most of his career played and most of his success as far as the production with the New York Giants. But what he did here is what you want to focus on as far as the deserving or not deserving of the Ring of Honor. And, I also want to make sure that people understand it's not just about the numbers. Just like the Hall of Fame is not just about the numbers. It's what you provide in the locker room, on the field, and outside in the streets and the communities, and what you do for your community and help build it up, and how you carry yourself as a professional. Because this world is in need of good character people, and that's, for one, what we have in Mike Evans. We have good character in Antoine Winfield. We have good character in Baker Mayfield. We have great character in people like Vita Vea, and Chris Godwin. So, at the same time, we could be a fan. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan.
Hey, so before we sign off, I know you weren't on for this part. You surprised by Antoine being the best safety in the NFL?
No.
Kind of feels nice to have that, don't?
I mean, we should know about good safeties.
That's what I mean. This motherfucker is exactly what his dad was.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and clarify this. Everybody be on the lookout, because things like that in his play last year, the guy on the other side of the field, deep in the secondary, he's going to remind you who the fuck he is, too. And let me go ahead and tell you his name so you'll look out for him. Jordan Whitehead. Dude's a headhunter. Because of the attention that they're not going
to know about him.
Because of the attention, he's not going to. They're not going to give Antoine Winfield how their offenses are going to try to stay away from that guy. The same way Derwin James was avoided a lot during, his earlier years when he was ranked extraordinarily high. Kyle Hamilton out in Baltimore, who is a top-ranked safety in the league, the same way Ed Reed. Jordan Whitehead is going to have a huge season this year. Watch, man. I'm trying to tell you.
I believe it. But hey, man, I appreciate you joining in with us.
Jordan White going to have a good season. Don't let them 4 turnovers by the Jets, 3 of them came by the Bills, hype you up. All he is just a great run stopper. He's still a liability in coverage.
Yep.
You know that.
I do. But I ain't worried about
I ain't going to lie. I'm more of a Mike Edwards guy.
Antoine Winfield. That's why I'm saying that. That's why
I'm more of a Mike Edwards guy, bro. Letting go of Whitehead and keeping
But actually, bro, I'm glad Whitehead's back because I run the that's 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
No,
lost that.
no, I'm all for that. But
We
yeah, I still got nightmares of Cooper Kupp burning Antoine Winfield because we went all in. So,
Yeah.
And on that
and
note,
we literally had Mike Edwards on the fucking roster.
hey, I appreciate you, Sid, for coming on. You guys remember, share, like, and follow the page. Be on the lookout for the new page. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Pancakes and Power Bombs.